Hello, I'm going to read from the story of Ah-Ming by Shanghai author Wang Zhanhei, and the English translation is in the Book of Shanghai from Comma Press. The story itself begins with the body of an old lady being pulled from a big wheelie bin on a housing estate in Shanghai on a very hot summer morning. People who gather round, they have to pinch their noses against the smell. They can't tell if she's alive or dead at this point. But they all recognise her as Ah-Ming, this old lady who lives on her own in a lock-up garage on the estate and who is known for scavenging for rubbish. She goes through all the bins every night. She hasn't always been a rubbish scavenger, and this is the story of how she came to be that way. And the passage I'm going to read covers a period a few years earlier in her life when she was still living with her son Ah-Xin and his wife and their young son. Old Ah-Ming was roaming further from home and coming back even later, and while Ah-Xin didn't object, he wasn't exactly happy with the situation. For one thing, it was embarrassing. Everyone could see her traipsing about, a mother sent out by her son to collect scrap to support the family. People would be laughing about it. And to add to that, she was falling behind on the shopping and cooking. When the child came home, he'd wail that he was hungry, and then Ah-Xin would get mad. No one's making you go around collecting scraps. Stop it now. It makes us look terrible. Stay home and look after the child. Food on the table 3 times a day, that's what you need to worry about. Got it? Ah-Xin always barked out orders. It wasn't worth talking back. The old lady agreed to stop, but furtively carried on. She took a shopping bag to market, but came back with an extra sack of pickings. When people hailed her on the street, it used to be, "Ah-Ming, you're back from the market." And now it was more like, "Ah-Ming, you've got some new stock in." She'd let out an uncomfortable laugh, then scuttle off to stash her haul as quickly as possible. She was like a thief hiding stolen goods. Some of what she brought back was packed away outside the back window and some at the bottom of the stairwell. Kids found her collection of soft drink bottles under a stone bench and started kicking them around. Ah-Ming went after them to get the bottles back. Little wretches, who said you could touch those? Slowly it dawned on people that Ah-Ming was collecting increasingly random items. She brings it all back with her, sellable or not. That's how the scrap collector with the 3-wheeler put it. He was kicking himself for getting involved with her in the first place. Now he couldn't pass the garage without being dragged over. "Come and have a look. Come and have a look." "I've told the old lady time and again you can't sell this kind of material," he said. "It just won't sell." But she keeps on collecting it. As the frown on his face indicated, Ah-Ming had become a big nuisance for him and his operation, as well as for everyone else. People shook their heads. They muttered about what was up with Ah-Ming, but never let anything slip in front of her son. He had such a vile temper. Eventually an affordable flat came through for Ah-Xin and his wife. They scraped together the down payment and got busy fitting out the new place, leaving their son's daily routine in Ah-Ming's hands. Within a few days, someone worked up the courage to tell Ah-Xin that they'd seen Ah-Ming and the boy scavenging for waste on a building site. Ceramic tiles, fluorescent tubes, that sort of thing. Ah-Xin hurtled home, furious. He went straight to the garage, where he saw the mass of junk. Ah-Ming put on a smile and was about to show him what everything was for when he launched into an angry tirade. "The new flat's mine, and fitting it up is my business. You're not paying for it, and you're not to get involved. Grubbing around for other people's dregs like this when you're old enough to be dead? What a disgrace. Be senile all you want, but dragging the child into it, what the hell were you thinking?" It was around dinner time, and Ah-Xin had a booming voice, so all the neighbours heard. He went upstairs, slammed the door, and never let Ah-Ming take the child out on her own again. Thanks.